Hello friends, welcome back to Premo Cooks. Today we are doing a brief how-to on how to make millet at home. If you don't know what millet is, stick around until the end of the video. We will tell you more about what millet is, how to use it. I'll give you some fun facts. For now, we're going to start our cooking process. We have our millet here that we've already rinsed under cold running water. Then we put it into this bowl. It's dried out a little bit and I just want to show you, this is what millet looks like if you haven't seen it before. It is a gorgeous seed that's used like a grain. And so we have our pot ready to go right here. We're gonna add our millet. This is 1 cup of millet that we've washed, and we have half a teaspoon of kosher salt. And here we have 1 3/4 cups water. We're gonna cover this with a lid, turn it on high heat, and bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, reduce it to a simmer. Once you have a good simmer, pop the lid back on. Generally, millet takes anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes to cook, depending on your stovetop, how much liquid you put in it. So we'll be back in 7 minutes to check on it and see how it's doing. All right, after 7 minutes, we're gonna give it a check and see how much water is still standing in this pot. So you can see there's no liquid on top, but I wanna check out the bottom. You can see there's still water. Since I'm pushing it to the side, it's actually falling over here. So if there's still water, what you wanna do is keep it cooking for a little longer, but it's so close to the bottom, I'm gonna check it every minute probably from this point until there's no bubbles and no water. Hopefully that makes sense. After another minute has gone by, let's check it, see how that water level is doing. Oh yeah, there's nothing going on down there. There's not even any bubbles. Let me show you on this camera. That is exactly what we're going for. You don't want any bubbles of water, no standing water. And once it gets low down there to the bottom, it takes no time at all. At this point, what we want to do is nothing. We're going to give it 10 minutes before we come back and fluff it. For fluffing, you'll use a fork. This is the ideal method, and the reason for fluffing is to break all these little seeds apart so that they can be their own unique individuals that are not clumped together. Once properly and thoroughly fluffed, take your millet, and I really like to put it on a parchment-lined baking sheet to cool it off so that I can use it for stir fries or mixing into salads or other things. But this is just an option. You could also just serve it. Once it's done cooking and it's hot and you fluffed it, you could easily serve it with whatever other dishes you have on the menu. So this part that I'm doing now is to let it cool. And once it's cooled down, then you can store it in a sealed container in the refrigerator, or you could mix it into a salad or a stir fry. But you want it to cool first when you're doing things like that. If you leave it in the pot or put it right into a container, it becomes one big clump of millet, if that makes sense. Thank you for your question, camera guy.
I'm your husband.
Husband. Mr. Premo Cooks. I just want you to be called the camera guy for some reason, because it's kind of sexy.
Are we good?
Yeah, but then what, I feel like, don't I need some kind of closing if this is the last step? What is millet? I've had a lot of students in the past in cooking classes who have remarked on millet reminding them of bird food or associating it with bird food because it is a seed. Actually though, it's been around for a long time. It is in the ancient grains category, even though it's not a grain, it's a seed. You can cook it like a grain, or it also fits into the pseudo cereal category, and you can cook it with extra liquid and make a porridge out of it. It's really versatile. It's also mildly nutty, but really almost bland in flavor. It's very neutral. You can season it with whatever you're cooking with and really influence the flavor of it a lot, which is why I like working with millet. You have a lot of control over how it tastes, and it is an awesome thing to add into your diet because it's full of fiber, lots of minerals, and it also is shown to lower your blood sugar levels and your cholesterol. So if you're diabetic or if you have gestational diabetes while you're pregnant, this is a really great thing to add in. And it's great because you can use it like we did today, where you cool it, add it into your salad so that you have a little bit of extra fiber in your green salad, or add it into a stir fry in place of rice. Or what else can you do with it? You can cook it like a porridge and make a breakfast cereal out of it. So there's tons of options with millet, and it's a great thing to add into your diet just for versatility, and then also just a new something in there to add some more nutrients into your diet that maybe you weren't eating before. Trying to see if there's anything else I can think of. Oh, one other cool thing you can do with millet if you want to change the flavor a tiny bit is before you cook it, you can dry toast it in your pan before you add in the water and salt. You could also cook it with soup stock instead of water if you want to impart a little bit more flavor into it while you're cooking. So hopefully this method works for you really well at home and you give millet a try. It's a great thing to have on hand. If you have any questions or comments, let us know below and we will get back to you. Thanks for watching.
Good job.
Shanks. Fluff it real good. Just kidding.